Hello.
Blind Bros, clocking in.
A trabajar. Ni modo.
Welcome back to another episode here on YouTube. Blind Bros, Happy New Year, everybody. On this one, I'm riding solo. Ethan decided to sit out on this. So just to give you guys a little quick description of those of you guys that can't see the screen, it's just a black background because I really want you guys to just hear what I'm about to say. I don't want you guys to focus on the visual part. So I just want you guys to listen to what I got to say. So, introducing the series, Shining the Light. We're just going to talk about all kinds of different things going on in the world, in the country, locally, things that we feel need to be talked about. Some of them, might be a little touchy, a little deep, but hey, at the end of the day, life is life, and it's not just all, rainbows and pretty colors and stuff. So life is life, right? So let's get into today's episode, and hopefully these tips help you out. If any of them do, make sure to hit that like button below, leave a comment if you guys got anything else that you guys want to see on this series or any other series. All right, hit us up. All right, number one, shining the light. So who is shining the light? What is the light? Where's the light coming from, right? Make this very short, very sweet, right? Think about this, okay? You might have a lot of problems going on, financial, emotional, stuff going on at work, just health issues, worries, stress, etc., etc., etc. I could keep going on for days. But have you ever thought about this? Okay, what about God? Let me say that again. What about God? What about God being the solution to all these problems? What about God being that mechanic in your life and fixing your car? What about God, being that bank that's going to loan you that money, so you can have enough money to pay your bills this month? What about God being that doctor and healing you inside? What about God being your therapist, right, and healing your spirit inside? What about that? Why don't you spend time and think about God for 1 second out of all the seconds that you have in one day? Instead of worrying about, oh, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. How am I going to, pay this? How am I going to pay that? Why don't you just stop and be still? Didn't God say to be still? Just be still, right? Leave it up to God. How about that? Why is that so hard? Why do we make stuff so simple, so complicated? Just leave it up to God. You'll see. Isn't that what the word faith means? You'll see. Have faith that everything's going to be all right. Have faith. We're over here relying on other people, right, to make sure that, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Relying on humans that, people that make mistakes, right? Why don't you rely on God real quick? How about giving him a shot? How about giving him a chance? All these other people let you down in your life. What about God? Just be still. Let God do what God does, okay? Number two. All right. So in order for all this to happen, right, is you got to get up. You got to be up and moving. You got to do something about it. You can't get up and start your day unless you get out of bed. Let me say that again. You can't get up and start your day unless you get out of bed. Nothing's going to happen unless you're still laying in bed. As they say, right, bringing science into this, right, an object that is motionless stays motionless. Let me say that again. An object that is motionless stays motionless unless you bring motion into it. You got to move. All right? And just because you're moving doesn't mean that you're moving forward. Let me repeat myself. Just because you're moving doesn't mean that you're moving forward. That just because you're moving doesn't mean that you're progressing. Right? Haven't people told you before, haven't you heard this before? You can run in place. You're running, you're sweating your butt off, but you're still in the same spot. Okay? Think about that. Number three. All right, now that you're up and moving, right? You're doing things, right? You're feeling good and doing this, and you're stressed out because, being on the grind ain't easy, right? Not everybody does it, right? Success doesn't come easy. Success comes with a lot of work, a lot of trials, a lot of errors, right? A lot of lessons being learned along the way. So now that you're up and moving, right, you're getting a lot of things done, right? You feel happy or you feel stressed out, right? As they say, right, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, right? But ask yourself this, right? Think about this for a second. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Let me say that again. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. So whenever you're going through, all the daily routines and this and that, and I don't got time and this and that, just think about this. Okay, what can I do that's actually going to get things done? Not just do a lot more, right? We want to be lazy. We're lazy by nature. Let's be honest. I'm lazy. We're all lazy, right? So just think about, okay, your priorities. What's first? What's first? And do those things first. Okay? Number 4, right? Now that you've sat here and you started to do a lot more, right? You're getting a lot more things done, and you started moving, right? That's all good. That's all, fine and dandy or whatever you want to call it. But okay, how about saying thank you? Right? How about thinking of others? You think that it's just you that did it? You think that it was just you who magically decided to wake up one day and be great? Next thing you know, you're successful, you're huge, right? It wasn't just you, right? You think you graduated from college and, oh yeah, it was just you. No, it wasn't. Your mama had to sit there, cook meals for you and had to do this and had to do that, right? Maybe somebody at work helped you out. Maybe somebody at work decided to give you a shot and give you that promotion, right? It wasn't just you. So don't just sit here and get all, big-headed now that you done, gone through the grind and now everything's all good on the other side. Sit here and look back. Look at that. Look at the trail that you had to walk through. Look at those holes that you had to, get out of. So it ain't just about you. Don't get all big-headed now. Okay? Wrapping it up, the last tip, right? And coming full circle with it. Saying thank you to these other people around you, right? That's all important. But just like how I said in tip number 1, right? What about God? What about God? Maybe saying thank you to that person that prayed for you that day. How about the people that sit here and pray for other people every night before they go to sleep? How about that? You have no idea how good that could have influenced you, right? You have no idea, okay? And furthermore, it's like maybe that job that you have isn't the problem, right? Maybe because the reason why you're not happy at your job is because you're not happy. It's that simple, right? There's nothing wrong with the job. You might have thought there's something wrong with the job. Ain't nothing wrong with the job. The job's fine. The job pays what it pays, and you know what you were going to be doing. You know what you've been doing in that job for months, years, weeks, right? You can sit here and complain about it every single day, or just get up and do something. What if you feel like you don't belong there? You ever had that feeling like you don't belong? Right? Whether it's, with your partner, whether it's at your house, whether it is at your job, right? Maybe you feel like you don't belong because you don't belong. That's simple. But like I said, you got to put these tips into action, right? You got to put these tips into action. If you don't do none of these things, ain't nothing going to happen. Like I said, an object that is motionless stays motionless. Okay? So, something that somebody had mentioned to me a while back, and this is me getting, a little personal, right? But it's all good, right? We're out there. It's YouTube. So, here it goes, right? How about doing this at night? Or by the time you finish listening to this video. I ain't trying to say that I'm perfect, that I'm all religious, that I'm all godly. things like that, right? And I'm not trying to tell you to be the same way. We're trying to tell you, hey, get up and go to church. It wouldn't hurt you to get up and go to church, right? But how about doing this? Starting off little, okay? How about tonight, whenever you're getting your clothes ready, your things ready for the next day, right? How about you put your shoes, you're going to have to put on your shoes before you walk out your house the next morning. How about you grab your shoes, you put them underneath your bed, way under there. Under there, with all the other things that you might not know. You might have something that you've been looking for, for the last couple months. It's way under there. Put it way under your bed, okay? Just do that. Go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. You might wake up late. You might have pressed the snooze button a couple times. Get up, get your things right. The last thing you're going to have to put on is your shoes. When you're looking for your shoes, you're going to remember, hey, I put them underneath the bed. Okay? Reach under that bed. Guess what? You're going to have to get down on your knees to reach for them shoes. And stop and wait and think and feel for 1 second out of your crazy day that's about to happen. You're down on your knees and just stop and say thank you. Just that simple. Thank you. That's it. Do this every day. Every single day. Put your shoes under the bed the night before. Get up the next morning. Reach for them shoes. Okay? And just say thank you since you're already down on your knees.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
Blind Bros clocking out. We gotta go for real.